Have you ever wondered how legends influence everything that they seem to touch without ever pushing, without ever even, it's almost effortless? I've had two different resources and products over the years called Pull Recruiting and Pull Marketing, and it was about pulling people towards you in such a way that really truly impacted them. They wanted to learn more about what you're about. They wanted to learn what you're talking about. Legends understand that. They have influence beyond what most people could ever conceive. Why? Because they built it that way. I've said it before, charisma is a multiplier. Charisma is a business skill, business tool that you need to learn. And today what I want to do is I want to ask you a question. How do legends do it? What do they do in order to pull people towards them and influence them that most people don't? Very simple. I call it the pull factor, P-U-L-L. I've been calling it for decades because I believe that there's attraction marketing. And I've always said, back in the early 90s, mid-90s, I started talking about pulling people in. I don't have time to go into that, but it's a magnetism that you develop. And again, I've been teaching charisma for 30 years. So I know the stuff. I know it's a business building tool, and charisma is a multiplier, as I said in an earlier video. But I'm telling you, the pull factor is real, and you really need to focus on that. I want to go through several things that legends do and understand and know that will help you, and you probably have never heard before. Number one, pushing creates resistance. Did you know that? When you push somebody, they're going to resist against you immediately. Why? Because they don't want to fall over or they want to stand their ground. But see, pulling creates movement. Because when you pull somebody towards you, they're going to move towards you because the pulling is something that they want to do because of the magnetism coming you from your charisma. Legends understand that. Legends know that you can get a whole lot more accomplished by pulling people towards you versus pushing yourself and pushing ideas and various things like that upon people. Now, you don't want to do that. You want to pull them into an idea. You don't want to push an idea upon them. Did you get that? You want to pull them into a product, but you don't want to push the product on them. And legends understand that because every push triggers a natural defense mechanism. Did you get that? I mean, this is one of the things I don't know how many times I've taught this, that when you push something, it's a natural defense mechanism. It's human, but pulling is more about curiosity. Pushing is more defensive, but pulling is more about curiosity and what that means that you're talking about. I can literally pull people just like that towards me just with a simple question. Because people are curious, and by far humans are very curious. And that's why that pushing creates resistance. But pulling creates movement, because pushing is something that you're pushing away, but pulling out of curiosity and out of the charismatic impact, if you will, people just naturally want to get to know you. Number two, legends lead with questions, not conclusions. Did you get that? I remember my mentor saying that. Douglas, legends always, highly successful people always lead with questions. They always do, not conclusions. And most people sell from conclusions, not questions. Did you get that? Most people market from conclusions. This is the best. Look at the test. Look at the facts. Look at this. It's conclusionary. But when you move back and you start asking questions, it's a whole different thing, because better questions pull people thinking alongside you. Did you get that? Charisma, people with charisma know that when you ask better questions, you're going to pull the people along beside you, because now they're curious, they want to learn, they want to know more about it, and you've got their curiosity up. But conclusions, they usually create some form of debate, some form of questioning, some form of argument. So understand, conclusions create conversations, debate, and even disagreements. Discovery, that happens through questions. And this is one of the reasons why that legends lead with questions, not conclusions. But most selling, most marketing out there, believe it or not, are conclusionary, because they talk about, look at the results, this is what it is, you need it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to live in the land of charisma, you got to understand, ask better questions. Number three, your certainty is so much more persuasive than any conversation, any debate, any disagreement, any argument. Knowing that you know 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 is probably the single greatest magnetic thing that charisma people understand. They have absolute certainty, absolute conviction there's no way that they'll ever change their mind on anything because they understand, they know that they know that they know. People are moved by conviction. They're moved by emotion because business is 80, and I want you to get this, business is 80, and this is subconscious, business is 80% emotion, 20% details. Did you get that? Marketing, sales, business, everything is 80% emotion subconsciously and 20% details. People are moved by conviction before they're ever impacted or ever touched or ever pushed, if you will, by logic. And that's why the emotional aspect pull people in, because they understand that when you are emotional about something, but you make it about them and they can get emotional about something, then they'll never argue with you. And that's been the secret of legends forever, because they pull people towards them because they make it about them. Did you get that? They pull people towards them because they make it about them. And that's where the pull factor comes in. You see, influence without push requires patience. Did you get that? Because when you pull somebody towards you, it's a little bit longer. The pull approach is slower, to be perfectly blunt, but it's much, much more deadlier, if you will. And it lasts infinitely longer, because when you push somebody to do something, it's a bell curve, and then that's that. But when you pull somebody towards them, they are in a growth curve. Different, it's totally different. And that's why that influence, and you influence somebody and they start following you, or they want your product or whatever, basically that's a transaction. But charisma, people, they want transformations. Did you get that? Charismatic people are looking to transform lives. The average person is looking for a transaction of a product. It's that simple. Influence without push, influence without real push, and you don't want to do that, is slower, but it lasts so much longer. So number one, pushing creates resistance, and pulling, as they do, it really does create movement, strong movement. Legends lead with questions, not conversations, not information, not conclusions. And most selling is conclusionary to begin with. Number three, your certainty is more persuasive than any conversation, any argument, any debate. Influence without push does require patience. It takes a little bit longer. And finally, the most powerful influence you have, the most powerful pull that you have, is the life that you visibly live. I've been teaching this again for years. The life that you live is singularly the most magnetic thing that people see, and they're drawn towards it, because if you have the life that and the reputation and the lifestyle that most people want, guess what? Of course they're going to follow you, and of course they're going to say, well, how did you do it? What can I do to get there? Your results and your reputation and your presence speaks before your mouth ever opens. This is how the legends do it. They have the results, they have the performance, they have the activity, and they have that specialness on the inside and the outside. They've studied charisma. They know how to do it. And you got to understand, if you have certain beliefs, certain levels, certain standards, certain things that you just won't tolerate, that is more persuasive when you think and you know and you are under conviction and you just absolutely cannot be persuaded on any other thought. That's stronger than any argument. And this is the reason why that legends influence without ever pushing, because I said it once, I'm going to say it again. They make it about them so that they can pull them into them. Salespeople, people that do pushing and everything else, they're pushing a product upon people, but you're pulling people into a product. And I want you to understand that. Get that. Most people push a product upon people. Charismatic people pull the person into the product. The pull factor, guys, one of those really strong things that legends do. And they have this magnetism that pulls people towards them because they make it all about them. And this is the reason why that I would suggest that you go through this video again and look at it and understand what the pull factor really is, how it pulls people towards you. And most importantly, it might spark some ideas and conversation from you as well that might even be more valuable. The challenge that a lot of people have, I'm going to be real with you, is they think influence, they think charisma, and everything else is just some people have it and some people don't. Wrong. The pull factor is part of the charisma world, if you will. And the moment that you get that, then you'll understand why your business starts increasing, your revenues start increasing, everything about you starts increasing because you're pulling things towards you versus pushing. Guys, we're doing something special here. This type of content is so original. Nobody has it. This is something that I want you to do. Tell people about this channel. And, you know, it took a while for us to build a humongous organization in direct sales. And it's going to take a while to get this to where we want it to be. But we want to change your life. And this is the reason why that these videos, we do these videos for you. We do these videos because it's going to change you. It's going to transform you. It's going to impact you. It's going to grow you in such a way that it will shock you. Guys, like, follow, share, subscribe to this channel. Spread the fire.